What's up? It's your boy Orange Ignacio, and I'm here to do my Better Call Saul full series review here, baby. I'm gonna try and keep this as, spoiler free as possible, but I'm gonna be naming characters that are exclusive to, Better Call Saul. So if you haven't seen Breaking Bad, you're gonna hear some names probably that are not familiar with you at all, which is completely okay because I'm gonna do my best to, keep a fair distance from the region of spoilers. But let me just start off by saying, if you haven't seen Breaking Bad, this show it's a necessity. You have to watch Breaking Bad before this show. You can watch Breaking Bad after you watch Better Call Saul, but I personally feel like it wouldn't do as much with the character development in the show because we see Jimmy McGill turn into Saul Goodman over the course of six fucking seasons, and that is a lot to cover. So if you're just gonna jump right into Breaking Bad, I did that first, and I don't regret it at all. Breaking Bad is top three of all time. First of all, Breaking Bad is top three of all time. I don't think Better Call Saul is a better show. I feel like it's given the benefit of having a platform of a show as great as Breaking Bad, similar to like House of the Dragon with Game of Thrones. Like if Game of Thrones came out after House of the Dragon, like the ratings would probably reflect that on both of these shows. Because Better Call Saul is as a standalone show, it's pretty damn good. But I feel like once you have the connection of the Breaking Bad universe implemented to it, you have a lot more to look forward to. But yeah, I think this is one of the most goated shows I've ever seen. I'm just gonna set it off by saying that because the character development in this show, even with minor characters, is simply just unbelievable. I mean, you see their boss, their fucking henchman, the first guy that ever bribes him. You see all of it with Saul. Like you see every single part of the timeline that makes this man into Saul Goodman from Jimmy McGill. Jimmy McGill. That's gonna be hard to say throughout this video because I have a speech impediment, but Jimmy McGill. Yeah, you see Jimmy McGill turn into Saul Goodman throughout, 50 episodes or whatever, and it's intense, bro. I mean, this is just as intense as anything Breaking Bad has ever covered because, I mean, similar to Walter White, Jimmy was completely innocent before going into this, before sticking his toes into the deep end. But we see something a little different from what's covered with Walt because Walt is in this. I guess you would call it a happy marriage at the beginning of Breaking Bad, but damn, bro, Skyler seems to have it out for him since the beginning. So I mean, we can't speak on that, but Kim Wexler is the greatest female protagonist or female character in all of Breaking Bad, besides like Tuco's grandma. She's lit with the club soda, but Kim Wexler, I think personally, just caught what Saul was doing at first and tried her very best to at least go along with it. Whereas Skyler just, seems like that neutral ground where it's like Walt is just over here doing whatever the fuck he wants and seems to have free reign over everyone. And Skyler's just kind of, trying to keep him level with the ground. Kim kind of does the opposite with Saul because she just kind of seems to be motivating the shit out of him and just driving him to go over the edge with all these pranks and shit that they do. I love it. I love it because it just seems to make so much more sense with the Saul Goodman character and taking it too far like he is seen to do in Breaking Bad. So I guess it would make sense that Kim and Skyler are complete opposites on the end of the spectrum. Best thing about this show, though, as I would assume all Breaking Bad fans would assume, is the callbacks to the events that take place before Breaking Bad. Because I mean, these are real important plots that we're covering. We see the return of or I mean, I guess we would call it the rise because it's preceding the events of Breaking Bad. But we see the rise of the Salamanca family, which is honestly insane to see. And we also see Gus, slowly starting to take over that market from the Salamancas. And the addition of Ignacio Varga as a character, I think personally, he is the best character on this show. The show would not work without him. You needed someone in between Gus and the Salamancas to actually drive that thing forward to the Breaking Bad timeline, and I think they did it. They just knocked it out of the park. Ignacio Varga is one of my favorite characters in all of Breaking Bad, easily. R.I.P. I almost did a little spoiler, but yeah, R.I.P. R.I.P. to all my fallen soldiers. My bad. I almost slipped up there. But yeah, Ignacio, Nacho, as they call him in the show, top tier goat. Like you really can't have the show work without him because, like I said, if Tyrus was like the main character for Gus's clique, then it's done. If this shit is cooked. The actor for Nacho, I'm sorry, I can't name him. I do not know the credits of the show, but Nacho's actor kills every fucking scene he's in. All right, don't fucking put no disrespect on Nacho's name. That's the goat. You also see, I mean, this is really not too important in the story of Better Call Saul, but you do see Walter White and Jesse Pinkman towards the end of like the last season, but this is more about what made Jimmy McGill into Saul Goodman. So I don't really have a problem with that. I know people will probably be a little bit bitter that there's not enough Breaking Bad references or character appearances in the show, but I like that because it makes it definitely stands alone as its own little universe. But I think with watching Breaking Bad, I have definitely had a new appreciation, or definitely a stronger appreciation for the show than I would have had if it were to, be on its own. That being said, though, Better Call Saul is a must watch. It's a must watch, absolutely no questions asked. If you're a fan of Breaking Bad, you will instantly be hooked because this show borrows so many elements from Breaking Bad. It's directed by the same guy, Vince Gilligan. It's got the same actors, same writers. It's a knockout of the park, if I'm being honest. So, Better Call Saul is a must watch. I hope y'all have a good night. I'll see you in the next video.